I feel nervous, but I'm not quite sure why. So.
Hi, this is NFTeve Hennessy, and I'm here with Cupcake and Honey, also known in their former lives as Tess and Bethany. And they're NFT collectors and very interesting women in the space. So I just want to bring them on here and interview them. So where do you guys live?
We are in Austin, Texas, have been for about 3 years in the surrounding area. Now we live in Austin proper. So.
And how did you get into NFTs? Like, what's your NFT journey beginning?
I had found an article written by Mark Cuban earlier in the year, probably around January or February, and had read it to Bethany. And he was initially speaking of moments, but then had also referenced NFTs. And I told Bethany, I was like, I don't know what this is, but we should get into this. We should look into it. But then, unfortunately, at the time when you Googled, at least back in January, when you Googled things, nothing really ever came up. We couldn't find any. I mean, other than dictionary or textbook, like what is an NFT? But as far as this is where you go, connecting wallets, different platforms, Discord, like none of this information was out there. So it was both a busy time. I'm an occupational therapist, and then Bethany works in the banking world. And so we kind of just pushed it aside for a little bit. And then probably around March, it kind of bubbled back up. And so we really started delving into it and trying to figure out what are the websites, where can you find them? I mean, just trying to figure out where, how, what, who, what, when, where type thing. And it's definitely evolved from where we started. It's been a wonderful journey so far.
Oh, that's exciting. So you're pioneers in the NFT collection field.
We maybe at some point. I think at this moment, it's although we have a lot of experience in 7.5 months, these have been around since 2017, 2016. I think CryptoPunks was 2017.
But hardly. No, I don't think CryptoPunks was 2017. There really wasn't NFTs until a year ago. Like, I mean, there might have been one or two, but the conceptual thing, were you in the crypto space before?
Surprisingly, not really. I had bought some crypto over time. Personally, I had always liked Ethereum more than Bitcoin, just because, as I understood it, Bitcoin was much more just financial transaction, and Ethereum was going to have the ability to store data. And we kind of had a feeling that a lot of stuff was going to be online or on the blockchain. I mean, this is even a few years ago. So had done Ethereum, but I mean, we weren't part of the bull run peak in late 2017, I think. I think it peaked it was like right at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So I had bought some and sold some there. I completely missed the crash based on some of my own analysis and estimates. So thankful. And then after a crash, just bought back and kept buying and selling as it went up and down. NFTs have been fantastic though, because Tess and I have always been looking for a business to run on our own. I think ultimately we want to be able to do our own thing. And we had found options trading about 1.5 years ago. And my background is finance. I love numbers. I love charts. It was perfect. But with Tess working in medical world, it wasn't as perfect on her side, right? So then she finds these NFTs and art, and when she brought it up, like, yeah, we should look into this. I'm thinking, yeah, this could be huge. And it is the perfect blend, because we started looking at the price history of NFTs and found that it was very predictable, just like stock prices are predictable.
Wow, amazing.
So we've actually been able to combine kind of my strengths of the financial analysis and data with Tessa's strengths of just in general art, and being able to tell, hey, this is something that's going to be desirable. And so she's got the aesthetic.
I like what I like. I
Yeah.
don't know that I'm,
She's got good taste.
no, but
No, in the end, I think that's what art is. Like I have a master's degree, been in art forever, and in the end, it is really like what you like.
yeah, I don't want to say that I'm not at the top of a game or anything, but it has been very very wonderful for us, just because it's got bits and pieces that we both kind of come together in, and it almost to the point of obsession. I'd be at work thinking of NFTs. I'd come home and we'd talk it. I remember getting on Nifty Gateway and just starting at the top of the list of artists and going through everything that they'd ever dropped, and going through everything individually, and just researching as much as we could, and still do. I mean, we thought for a while that we wanted to build our own website to help others and let them know, the lingo or about connecting wallets, because a lot of that is very difficult, and you first start to do it, and that can be very off-putting, so if it wasn't for B, sometimes I might be a couple steps back, but she's I love her. She's awesome. So but anyway, our journey has been to where it's like, if we're not talking about NFTs, we have a plan of what we're going to look at, or usually on the weekends we have the drops kind of scheduled out for the week, and I don't know.
Wow, you guys are wow.
Eventually the hope is to do this full time, but right now I wouldn't say a hobby, but it's definitely something we both enjoy.
It's a very intense hobby that we treat like a business.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is. So.
And then the communities that you become part of, they're not just discords. I mean, the people that we talk to on a daily basis, or the interactions that we have, helping others figure out how to, answering questions, just helping bring more awareness to the space and to other artists, and just because even though we talk to people online all day about it, in real life, I don't think I know one or two people. There's a couple of people at work that I talk to about it, but it's still not, the awareness of NFTs is very, very small. Although online it's not, so it's very bizarre.
Yeah.
So many people about NFTs for the last 6 to 7 months.
Yeah.
And nobody that we know had bought an NFT until 2 weeks ago. And only one person so far.
Yeah. No.
We're certainly very new still. We're still incredibly early. But it's initially we understood NFTs were an art revolution. And in my job, I underwrite loans for high net worth, ultra high net worth individuals. These include things like lending against art. Well, when you're looking at art, it's very important, of course, to verify the authenticity of a piece of art. Fraud is huge.
Yeah.
And it's also important to know the provenance, which is the history of ownership. Well, when we see that art that's created on the blockchain, you can verify those things in seconds. It solves literally a decades, centuries old problem of this in the traditional art world. We do not believe traditional art will fade away because it's a different medium. So they can, traditional art, this is a limited edition print that Tess introduced me to, and was my first piece of art, actually. So
lovely.
Thank you. But it's just another medium, and we live in a highly tech-based world. So to think that this won't become huge, we knew it would. And now we see it evolving, not just from art, but we see some artists like Blau who have created songs within their NFTs or put their songs within an NFT and are now creating a system to share their royalties of those songs with the NFT owner. So this is going to change the music industry.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It's going to change the gaming industry with play to earn. It's going to change the retail industry and so much more. So although we tell all these people and they still haven't bought an NFT, they will definitely own NFTs in the future.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you some very
Mhm.
specific questions because I only have bought a few. Well, mostly I was that low on money ever since the last sort of crash in crypto. But
Mhm.
now I'm getting some checks in for some paintings. So I'm like, okay, now I'm going to really
Good.
start investing. And I have heard people are like the early investors are making so much money, and just that the value of ETH right now is 3,500, something like that. It's
Mhm.
going to go up to, I mean, we've all been expecting it to go up to 10,000. And there was a little bit of
Yeah.
a stall because of the gas prices. Everybody's like,
Mhm.
eat. But
Yeah.
now with all
Big problem.
the new layer 2 solutions, all these solutions that are happening, like it's
Mhm.
going to happen faster. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's like an exponential investment. You're not only investing in the art, but you're investing in the ETH, or whatever.
Yes, exactly.
So-
It's a store of value for Ethereum, because you can buy something for 0.1 ETH today and it costs $350, and maybe in a year sell it for 0.1 ETH and still have made in fiat, you could still have made a good amount. It's a very interesting thing because some people, even including ourselves, often we're so used to dealing with fiat currency like a US dollar that when we buy something, we see the underlying price in US dollar. And that's actually not true across the board, because some people, if they bought something for 1 ETH, when they sell it, they're thinking more about how much ETH do they get back. So they want to sell it for 1.5 or 2 ETH. Even if Ethereum has gone down, they're still okay with it because they've increased their Ethereum balance. So it's super interesting, but it kind of varies
Yeah.
collector to collector. And
Yeah.
I would say the people that have been around longer in the space are more ETH focused,
Yeah.
ETH oriented.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because they know the investment that 0.1 ETH is so much more valuable than $500 or whatever it would be right now.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, you could put that $500 in a CD and make 50 cents this month.
Oh my God, I just have to tell you, so I only had, I was an artist and I was like kind of broke for decades, right? And then I got into crypto. And at one point I had gotten into read the Money book by, what's his name, Tony Robbins, invest in index funds. So at one point I had put $20 in an index fund, right? Vanguard.
Yeah.
Terrible, and it's more than 10 years later. I'm like, oh, I forgot all about it. It's probably worth so much now. Like as if you had forgotten you had Bitcoin or something. Guess how much it was worth?
Probably like $37.
$20.90. I know. I know. And it was like, gosh, if I had 1 Bitcoin right now, I'd be like a millionaire,
and not even know it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I like to show us some of your works because I like to get into the visual side. You guys are amazing collectors and curators. I think you're pioneers and forerunners and curators, and really exciting. And I do think it's an art revolution. Oh my gosh, so beautiful.
Yeah. So within NFTs, there's, I guess, what we would call maybe 3 different buckets. You have traditional art NFTs, which could be one of one, so single edition, but they could also be one of many. So we bought most of our traditional art NFTs off of the Nifty Gateway platform. That was the main one we used. It was actually really easy because you could use credit cards and you didn't need a digital wallet to be able to start collecting.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Which was very helpful for us because, and even for new people joining the space, they're just not to that point yet where they want to or know how to set up a MetaMask. And so these are like these pieces you can see, it's an edition of 60. So all 60 editions are the same. We just have, edition number 45 or sorry, awesome. 55.
Can you click on some and make them bigger?
Yeah, we have, so this artist, Rafiq Anadal, he's a pioneer when it comes to AI NFTs. And we had got this one a few months ago. His most iconic works are animated, and they are truly stunning. But this one was a still versus animated. Still, it's amazing how you can essentially see the 3 dimensions though in the works that he puts together.
Yeah.
And he was at Sotheby's a week ago and had eight different NFTs, all one-of-ones.
Wow.
And the net sales was 5.1 million. So he has just had
Oh my gosh.
an outstanding year. Since the get-go, we've always said that he's a multi-million-dollar artist, and very cool to see an auction like that, and to see big names like Sotheby's and Christie's bringing digital and NFT artists onto their platforms as well.
Oh
We
yeah.
were able to go to Fort Worth a couple weeks ago, and he had an exhibition at one of the art museums where they projected his work onto a building on all four sets of the building, and it was absolutely just breathtaking. We were able to meet him. It just, I tell you, NFTs are so exciting. I can't wait till there's conventions and we just sit and talk to other people about this stuff.
I know, you know, I told you I run a crypto meetup in DC, but I got a little bored with it and so I'm changing it to NFT. So I'm going to start an NFT meetup.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Well,
We actually need to start one here as well.
Yeah, because I got
that's why we
tired.
know 2 people here that are in it.
Yeah.
No, but I think people will
We're
come.
both in this chat right
I think people will come because I was at a mushroom festival yesterday, which I haven't been out like to a festival in forever. And there were all these really great artists there. And I was like, oh, do you know about NFTs? Oh, here, I can help you. So I'm like in the same boat. Because
that's
a lot of amazing artists out there who just like living a very quiet underground sort of life.
I was just on Instagram just last week, and there was an artist that was showing her work on Instagram, and I DM'd her. I don't DM anybody, but I DM'd her, and I was like, you really need to get into NFTs, and just especially some of what was behind her work. And I think it could be revolutionary. I mean, just the doors that it opens and the awareness to projects, or organizations that it could bring. I mean, not just the financial part of it, but just what it could bring to the world.
That's how I feel. I mean, the artists that we've been like I actually stopped showing in galleries like 4 years ago. I was like, this is too much work and not enough money. I'm not doing it. It's horrible. Everything about it is just too hard and uncomfortable and just not like transcendent, you know?
Right.
And NFTs happen. I was like, I gotta find a way to make money, because if you can't make money, you can't thrive, and you can't share, and you can't communicate, you know, which is why I love NFTs. That's what I was telling him, was like, not only going to make a lot of money, you're going to communicate, you know, with the whole world. It's a global thing, you know. That's why I love the spaces, you know. It's not America, it's everywhere.
Right. And I guess as an artist, you know, like you said, you're an artist, the how many people you can reach within a gallery, you know, in one town, but now, you know, other countries that can see your work.
Yeah,
so
it's amazing.
Yeah, I am so fired up for
Me too.
and I mean, we don't even know, we're just at the very beginning, you know. So.
Yeah.
There's some projects that we follow as well will have a huge social impact. So one of our favorite artists is Micah Johnson, and this is one of his works. He created a character, so it's an African-American child that wears a space helmet.
Do you know this? Yes, Aku?
No, I'm not really. I haven't really followed tons of NFTs.
Oh, well, here you go.
I have to say I'm out of the loop. I shouldn't say that publicly on my own channel, but it's true.
So this character, his name is Aku, and he wears a space helmet because that's his dream. His dream is to go to space.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And what Micah is trying to portray with his work, you can see it says, all can thrive on that billboard.
Yeah.
And he wants to create this idea that no matter who you are, where you are,
your background, ethnicity, yes,
exactly.
you could be whatever you want to be.
Exactly. So in total, Aku will have 10 chapters Micah's released each at $1,000 each.
Oh,
Only the
beautiful.
first 4 have come out so far.
That is
And-
beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah,
Like,
this is our personal, this is our favorite one.
yeah.
And
Well,
I used to live in
yeah.
Chicago, so it
Yeah.
reminds me of my time on the trains.
Um,
But there's audio too in some of these, which is cool.
But even so, what this stands for and what is the art, I mean, just the message.
Mhm.
Eventually, he will keep releasing editions, and so I think we're about to have edition 5
Yep.
on October 17th. And then if you can collect all of them, there are perks for that. But eventually, all of this will be in a movie.
Mhm.
I think he has the rights, or are you able to
Yeah,
explain
so a couple months ago, he had signed the movie rights for Coup to a major motion film producer. So
that?
there's
Including
going to be huge
kids
things.
all
Yeah.
over the world. I mean, grown-ups,
That's so
anybody,
lovely.
Mhm. will be seeing this message and, changing perspectives, breaking down. It's very close to our heart. We
Yeah.
absolutely love a coup.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There are others, as you'll see, but this is one of our
One of our favorites. This one we have to show because
yes.
this was the very first NFT that we collected
Yes.
on Nifty Gateway. So Dot Pigeon is the artist, and he's got this fun, like playful animated look, and he's known for wearing this balaclava. So people call him Balaclava Guy. But he will also tie in some artworks
Like these
from
two
other
amazing-
NFT artists
That's
as
awesome.
well.
Sorry,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, he's like
these-
presenting the NFT gallery concept,
Mhm.
you know?
And these are the Stephen Balt, say the one at the right one with the guy falling, and that was one of the very first. When I told you we would sit at Nifty Gateway and go through every single artist and look at every piece that they'd ever put out, and this has so much there's memories tied to this. So we've been, and we just love the big windows. I mean, how can you not like that? So
Yeah,
we've
that's
been
lovely.
Dot Pigeon fans from jump. So
Yeah, yeah, that's a really great piece of art, really.
So that's the Nifty Gateway is mainly where we've done our, like I said, traditional art. And then OpenSea has been more where we've engaged in what are called collectibles projects.
Uh-huh.
Collectibles, also known as avatar projects or PFP, profile pic. So here's one called Lost Poets. And these were created using AI technology by an artist named Pak. And Pak is no one knows who Pak is, and they only communicate via messaging. So during AMA sessions, it's always via message. But
Wait,
really,
what's AMA?
AMA is Ask Me Anything sessions.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yep. Different artists will host Ask Me Anything sessions,
Oh, nice.
or different projects will for anybody to ask.
Is that
So
mostly
Pak-
is that on Discord or Clubhouse or where?
They usually announce them on Discord, but
Uh-huh.
they would often tweet about it too. I know
Okay.
people are moving to Twitter Spaces now.
Okay.
Although Pak wouldn't do it over Twitter Space since they don't talk. Very fascinating though. So Beeple is known for selling a $69 million NFT in March and becoming the largest. It was the first NFT auctioned at a major auction house. So with that huge historical significance. Well, Pak just sold $65 million of these Lost Poets
Wow.
and a whole nother collection of cubes. He either has moved to the #1 largest gross selling or basically tied with Beeple. But then Pak created a cryptocurrency called Ash, very fascinating. Then we have some other projects. This 10 KTF is a bit of a mystery project because there's not a lot that's been publicly clarified exactly of who's behind it, although there's certain reason to believe pretty large names. And this is what's called a derivative collection. So these, like, this is a cool cat, this is a Bored Ape, this is a World of Women. And they allowed the owner of the parent NFT, so we own this World of Women, 8802. And they said, hey, if you want to create this backpack, you can. And people don't know what they're going to be used for. Like, will there be something in the metaverse that's a wearable? Will they create these in the physical world? We just don't really know, but it's a fairly low cost project to get into. And we thought, you know, why not check it out?
All over the place, because we go from dot pigeon to collectibles. I tell you, just this from us starting in the beginning of March, we're new to it, but the tone of the space has changed so many times, and in so many ways. I feel like, you know, 84 years old, you know.
Oh yeah, it changes every like a month.
Yes, it just feels like light years has happened, but
yeah, because I've only been really super following and like really engaged just for like 2 months, and it's even changed a lot since then, and it's mind-blowingly more amazing like every day.
Yeah, it keeps evolving. I mean, there was, you know, time where it was like, okay, where is this going? But what it was in March is not what it was in June, was not what it was, you know, in October. So it's kind of, we're going from just I guess, dot pigeon, like I said, and Rafiq, but now we're looking at World of Women. This
is amazing.
This project
Woman is gorgeous. How does it work, and and I love these images, like they're just so beautiful.
Oh,
yeah, explain it to me. Like let's go.
Let's dive in.
Yeah.
So a lot of these collectibles projects typically have a size around 10,000, and each of the NFTs in the collection is unique in itself. So there's
10,000 in one collection.
Yes, it's not always 10,000. That's the most common. Some have 8,888. Some have, you know, Mutant Apes has 20,000 now. So World of Women is one of the newer ones to come out that's got some, we believe, pretty substantial potential. So CryptoPunks is considered an OG. It just means historical significance, one of the first of its kind. Yeah. And those trade for literally hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars. And then you have Bored Ape. We missed on the Bored Apes, but we bought their secondary collection called Mutant Apes. And so Bored Apes, though, also now I think the cheapest is still over 100,000. It's absolutely incredible. Then you have Cool Cats as another huge collection, and V-Friends. Well, World of Women came out, and we love it because it is, in our opinion, going to be the first hugely predominant collection of women NFTs.
Oh yeah.
From a historical standpoint.
Yeah.
And the whole idea, so Yam and Raf created this. It just said, hey, in the NFT and crypto world, women are quite underrepresented. So let's change that, you know, not just with our collection, but just in general. Let's support more female artists. And so we do think, I mean, this isn't one that's going to go to 20th tomorrow, but we're okay with that. But NFTs will be around a long time. And
I think it will. I've seen a lot of people use these as their profile pictures.
And not just as, I guess, as far as it being a collectible, but what the project stands for, bringing light to female driven or projects, but then the causes that they are behind, and and shedding light on new artists, not just their work, but other works. And B, I have to give kudos to B. She's the one that stumbled upon this, and it is one of our favorite collectibles that we are currently part of. But it's not just, there's so many, it seems like every day new ones keep coming out, but you know, this one will truly stand the test of time, not just by the art, but for like I said, organizations, which maybe you could talk about some of those that they're backing.
Oh, like the charity.
You know,
Oh,
what'd be
yeah,
cool? Let
they-
me interrupt. You know, it'd be cool if you could go to work like where the World of Women, where they're selling them, and just kind of scroll around while she's talking.
Yeah, I was. It's just taking a little bit. It's taking a little
Okay.
bit to load. So we're on the collection page.
All right.
I was just going to show some of the really cool ones, and then just you know, some of them in general. But yeah, so World of Women also is about giving back and inclusivity, not even just about women in the space, but just in general. So they've on their website always said, hey, it's our mission to always have at least a couple charities that we will continually be giving money back to as we make profits through this. They had a really neat idea as well, where they have some World of Women that have certain characteristics. And they had one is an earring that's called the World of Women coin. This isn't it. I'm just trying to show. And then if that World of Women also had the coin necklace, they are what's called a royalties club World of Women. And there's only 19 of those. And what the project team decided was that of the 4% royalties, 2%, so half of the royalties, will be split to the people that own those royalty club women. They also have a Curators club, which allows people that own those to be the ones that select items that the WOW fund purchases. And then there's an investor club that shares profits from the WOW fund. So really neat idea that they did kind of some of those exclusive groups. I believe the last two royalties clubs sold for 100 Ethereum, which is like $300,000. So absolutely incredible. Yeah, I said that.
I have a question. So in this World of Women, there's 10,000. So different artists are creating them.
So these collections that come out, they're all done by the same group. So the artist behind this collection, her name is Yam Karkai or Karkai. So this is her art, and she's had some one-of-ones as well on Foundation. But different artists can make their own collection.
Which is
so
what they call the derivative. So they can other artists can make their own work using the work from the original artist.
So it's sort of like a template, the form with the shoulders and the size and the ratio. Would it be like?
Could you show some of the derivatives?
Yeah, I'm just so curious. I actually really don't know any of this. Gosh, these are amazing.
Yeah. So this is the rarest skin type called Night Goddess.
Oh, love it.
These, I mean, are definitely some of the most desirable in the collection.
They're beautiful. Wow, amazing. They're mind blowing.
So they did really nice takes. A lot of these collections have different traits like rainbow skin or red skin, blue skin, green skin.
Beautiful.
And we just like, or even there's always a gold skin. And just the way that they did it with these aesthetics, we thought looked really good.
Oh no, it's incredibly gorgeous. Like really.
Yeah. These are some of our favorites. We have yet to get one.
I like, I mean, you like everyone. I was seeing some art yesterday too, and you're like, well, I like everyone, every single one.
Yeah.
I love her with the black and white.
Oh, yes.
She had like where the shoulders went with the, anyway, they're all amazing.
Yeah. And then just some different colors. So there's blue, red, green skin, and then more natural tones.
It's very exciting. Yeah, no, I noticed that. That's why I was on the women's space, because I noticed there's a lot of women out there, but they're a little shyer and they're not such big at shilling themselves, which is a huge part of selling your NFTs. So, I really I'm always trying to, now I have so many women lined up and I have to go find some men, you know, like all of a sudden
Yeah.
they just all popped out of the woodwork. Like, okay, we're willing
Yeah.
now. We're going to come forward and talk about our work. And
I'm sure you'll find them.
yeah, no,
We've
I have a
definitely
lot. I have
felt,
so many.
yeah, we've definitely felt quite underrepresented in our time, but
Yeah,
hasn't
I
slowed
know.
us down.
I got into crypto. I had no idea it was like male techie millennials. Like, I missed the memo, thank God, you know.
Yeah.
I love that pink hair, of course.
Yep. So these are the ones that in the collection that are for sale right now.
Oh, they're so beautiful. Wow, maybe I should I have like 3 ETH, I think. I don't know how many ETH I have. Something like that.
It's good. It's good to know that. If
Maybe
you ever
should.
if you're looking for one
This is what
or
I
know
might.
people, you feel
Yeah.
free to reach out to us. We're actually moderators in the Discord for World of Women. We love taking an active role in a project that we believe in intensely, and then maybe in the future we'll be able to take on an even higher role too. So time will tell.
Sign into the Discord, become part, just kind of dip your toe in and see the family there is unlike we're members of a lot of Discords, and the family camaraderie, just the feeling in this Discord is unlike anything. That it's a completely safe space. Inclusivity for everybody. I think this is a good place to start.
Yeah. Oh, and if you're an artist, we actually recommend artists to join us as well. So you don't have to own a World of Women to be in the Discord. If you do own one, there's some special channels, but a lot of the talking is open to anyone and in the public. So, but we suggest it because every once in a while they will have art contests.
Yes.
Where they provide a list of different World of Women that you can use to create your own rendition of it.
Yeah, it's pretty.
And so I want to.
Yeah, I would love to do that because I mean the template, it's already gorgeous. You know,
Yeah.
you can't.
So this was the winner, Catalina Uma. She won the last WoW art contest, and just stellar work. But it's cool to see artists that even if they aren't able to own a WoW, that they can still participate in the community, and we're more than welcome. And of course, you don't have to be female to be in the community either, because we're about inclusivity for everybody.
Exactly. So I want to have a little commercial here. So buying one of these, I actually haven't bought an expensive NFT myself because I'm like, oh, am I going to buy it? I don't know, but the way that I've made money, in the past 4 years, amazingly in crypto, like money that I could not have imagined ever making, is from getting Bitcoin and then investing in smaller things that I studied and I knew they were going to blow up later, which they did. So it's like, it was a studied high risk situation. I need to do high risk because I just was like $25,000 in debt and broke. So I was like, what else am I going to do? So I did the high risk road, which worked. So now I'm like, gosh, I should really, get into these NFTs. And you are really like the guides, to know how it's not just wasting your money. Like, it's not just like, oh, this is fun, I'm going to buy this beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And it's the same. Doing our research behind it, they call it doing your due diligence, and seeing what is behind the roadmap of the project. What are they going to do? What is the plan? What's not just for right now and to grab a ton of money? Like, what are you looking at 3 years out, 5 years out, long run? Are you going to continue to include the members that are pouring into your work, and believing in your work? And I guess I'm just starting to rattle, but I mean,
no, that was
a lot
good
of
rattling because you tied in the whole thing about shared royalties.
Yes.
So you're sharing royalties.
Yeah. So I guess
the investors, as anybody doesn't know this, if you make NFTs as an artist, it's one of the best things ever because you can get royalties every time your artwork is sold. And in the real world, you know, if you sell your work and then you get famous later and your work's so expensive, you never get any of that.
Never see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but sharing the royalties with the early investors also brings them into the whole financial prosperity. Like we were in this together and now we're reaping.
Creating
Yeah.
a relationship with your, you know, we have some artists that we, you know, truly believed in, but you know, they were here and then they were gone, and it's, you know, that's just a whole other podcast about, or discussion about, you know,
Yeah.
just keeping in touch with your following.
That's what I want. You can come on as much as you want, because here's the reason too why I like YouTube, because it's visual, it's audio, you can see the people, and there's links, you know, so it kind of has, you know, we're gonna have all of your links below to the Discord, to everything. And then also, you know, you can, so that, you know, it's like a very place where you can really see things and hear
Everything. Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. So we're happy to help. When we started NFTs about a month in, we were introduced to a group that we found called NFT Siblings, which was really the first NFT collector and investor group that we found. And you had literally, I think at the time it was like 1,000 people. Now I think there's 10,000 plus in the group. But you just had these people from different backgrounds coming in and saying, hey, these are the NFTs I'm looking at, and this is the collection I'm considering. Or, hey, this one is doing really well right now. I think it might be time to take some profits. What do you think? And you got this really good dialogue. We ended up moving on to, as part of that group, we were on the research team there. So we would actually write out our analyses on like on Azealia Ava and say, hey, this is where the market is for her prices right now. This is where we think it is. You know, take it as you want, right? Not financial advice. This is just our experiences in the market. But people could also see, like, hey, we believe in this person, and that's why we bought some of their works.
You could get very, very, very overwhelmed, and that's another part of the Discord of getting to know what other people are looking at and the consensus of, you know, just feedback, because you can just kind of feel cut off if you're not we didn't even know that those things existed. So when we first started, I mean, we have each other, but I mean, doing it on your own, it could be very kind of paralysis by analysis, you know, just way too much, very overwhelming. So it's nice to find a Discord group that you can trust and conduct yourself in a respectful, you know, way, so that you, because you'll get info from other people. So very much, if you haven't started in NFTs and you want to, I mean, WoW is one of them. Not to keep going on about WoW, but very much believe in them. But really, but like she said, like NFT Siblings, that was one of them. Just finding a group or people and reaching out to them and chatting. Not everybody here has the same goals. Finding goals that people whose goal, and that's just even in life, finding people who your goals align with. So.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate exactly the same way. That's exactly the same way that I ended up doing well in crypto, is because I was very intuitive with it. I knew I lived in a country where the money failed, you know, where the money devalued. So I knew immediately crypto. I was like, oh, this is amazing. Because I've lived in one of those countries where all of a sudden your dollar's worth 20 cents and you're like, oh God, shit, you know. So, but it's the same thing. Like I feel like I was so intuitively like understanding like who's the right people. I just had that fortune. And like I followed Ivan on tech. He used to live stream an hour every day. And you can even listen to his old videos because he's doing other stuff now. But he was so honest and trustworthy, such a great person, just sharing. He started probably live streaming when he was like 18 or something. And then he just really, he is like a grown, he's just the most amazing person. And also all of his advice that I took, it worked. So so when he says, oh, I listen to Elio Trades or I like Chico Crypto, like now that Ivan's not live streaming, I listen to Elio Trades, Chico Crypto. So I think it's the same thing, knowing who to trust, because for all the fans out there, like there's a lot of scams.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of rug pulls. There's a lot of people who have no idea what they're talking about. They're hyping stuff up, puffing stuff up, because there's so much money in crypto. There's a lot of danger, so
there's and knowing how to protect once you have reached and delved into NFTs, protecting what's in your wallet. These are the things, like I said, there was no road like how to for NFTs. So definitely, finding people who you can trust.
Security is a huge problem.
Absolutely.
And we didn't have a wallet like MetaMask is called the hot wallet. And unfortunately, if you click on the wrong link because it's a scam or phishing, and you give someone access to your MetaMask or your seed phrase, they can transfer everything out so fast, and there's no way to get it back. There's no police that can help. It's gone. So we highly recommend Ledger. We just got one. There's a couple others. I know people use Trezor. We're not as familiar with it, but it's always incredibly important, if anyone ever buys these devices, that you need to buy it directly from the site themselves. Do not buy it from any third party people, because they could have other encryption on it or some other virus somehow. So always get it directly from the site itself. And this allows you to transfer cryptos and your NFTs into what's called a cold wallet. And the only way that stuff will ever leave your wallet is if you are signing your hard physical token and giving authorization. This has helped a lot of peace of mind, because some of our works have, we bought a lot of our NFTs for, $300, $400, $500. And when stuff gets to be worth, a couple thousand, like, you're not messing around, right? This is real money. This could pay off the car.
And know what I always tell people over and over? You have to make sure you write down that seed phrase and keep it safe, because I have so many wallets. Like I have so many different wallets, and maybe when you go to buy it for $200, you're like, well, I don't need to copy all that stuff. It's just $200, and you're used to the old world where you can retrieve your password. So then I have people call me all the time. They're like, I bought some Bitcoin like 6 years ago, but I don't know where, they have no idea where it is or what the phrase is. So
knowing where it is,
just over and over, like write that damn thing down.
But write it not in your phone. Don't take a picture of it. Don't email it. Your seed phrase should have no digital footprint, because ultimately somehow someone can still get access to your photos, to your email, and you just don't want that risk. But even if they did get access to it, well, luckily Ledger would be better, but seed phrase, you'd still be in trouble. So we physically suggest physically writing it down, keeping a safe. People have other ideas. If you don't have a safe, you could, I've even heard you write it down, rip the sheet of paper in half, put it in two separate security
I came up with that idea
deposit boxes.
And not only I did that, but I have like two separate places, like buried in the woods in two different sites. I do.
Oh my God. When we were setting this up, I think we were going through the walkthrough, or maybe it was MetaMask, and they showed 3 pictures of what you could do, and one was a safe, and then the second one was someone with a shovel digging.
Oh, really?
We also
totally have it.
We will see a whole slew of action movies come out now where people are breaking into these super duper secret vaults, and then all they're trying to do is obtain this little piece of paper with like handwriting on it. And although technically you can get it printed in metal, but
there's a guy, I think his name's Andreas something, but he's very famous for crypto security. And Ivan once said, because these guys, they're early investors. The early investors, you end up getting really rich. It's just the way it is, unless you get scared and sell when the market crashes. Other than that, you're going to be fine. And but he says he has his seed phrases in a place where he has to get on a plane and go to it. So when your collection gets that valuable, at least part of it, you can take it and put it in a box like across the country. Because I mean, I lived in that country also that I lived in where the money devalued, kidnapping was a thing. So I that's just how my mind works. And just like, you know, people will do anything for money, unfortunately.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
they definitely will.
Yeah.
So if people are starting out and maybe they don't have as much funds, other sites that we really enjoy for NFTs, NBA TOPSHOT for people that like sports, because they release new packs and a pack might only cost $9. Of course, most of the time you get more common items in it, but still it's at least a way to start building the collection. We actually just they just started releasing WNBA moments as well.
Oh, cool.
And so we of course want to support that. And
wow, that's great. I'm gonna get some WNBA too.
Highly recommended. Also, things to look at when you're buying. This is like a true digital collectible, not like an avatar project collectible. So these, you know, it's like a trading card, but now it's in the digital world.
Oh, I totally.
But there's this little icon. Some of them say, so this says play featured as players first available on NBA TOPSHOT. So anybody that follows kind of sports card memorabilia knows the importance of someone's rookie year. This symbol is meaning, hey, this is this person's first NFT that they're featured in.
Nice.
So we especially look for that. But then there also are some where their first NFT truly is their rookie season. And they have some different badges that you can see there. So here, this says play is from rookie's player season. And then this is play was minted during a rookie season.
So it's a rookie player and a rookie NFT.
Yes. So the next NFT that comes out with Charlie featured on it, it will not have this badge, which means the first moment. It would still have these two badges if it were to come out this year, though, because it's still their rookie season. But this one would be truly the first for them.
All right, I'm gonna start collecting this. I can't help it.
Yeah. That's
also, it's amazing.
Like this,
so it's very high risk, very high reward. So if you buy the first NFTs of these rookie players, if this rookie player goes on to be like a prominent player, it'll be worth like 1,000 or more times what.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So this is 2021 WNBA draft.
Let's get rich, everybody.
Yeah. So we had.
Change the lives.
If we can pull up the results. So the top 3 picks was Charlie, Awak, and Ari. And all of those. So that first one we just showed you, Charlie was the #1 draft pick for the 2021 draft.
Right. So we got Charlie.
And their first NFT ever.
Oh my God, $14. And you can buy with your credit card or
yeah, so this one you can put funds on the site with a credit card. They use a system called Dapper. Pretty smooth, but yeah, we just load up however much with a credit card, and then you can buy each moment. But
what chain is it on?
This is, I think Dapper is with Flow.
Okay, so Dapper is the blockchain, exactly. Okay.
Yeah, we've heard some talk that this will end up being on OpenSea as well. We don't know anything about timelines. The NFL is going to be launching a site like this. That surely there's so much money in the NFL. That will be a big one that we will follow as well. But some of these, we find it very low risk, high reward, because $14 for an NFT is
this is a major
really
tip.
minimal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we like to give tips out to people.
I'm gonna go match my credit card
Yeah.
again.
And then there's another one. It's only on an app. The app is called Vivi.
Oh yeah,
So
you told
Vivi,
me. Yeah.
And this one is going to be more of like the typical comic style collectibles.
Yeah,
So,
I actually interviewed a guy who's very big into it, and I have a whole video on.
Oh, good. All right. Well, we will second
on this
it.
platform. Yeah.
We like that one as well because a lot of times the releases are $20 to $100, maybe if it's like a rare, ultra rare item. And that's a place that people can make money pretty quick.
Yeah.
Biggest challenge at the moment, I don't think there's a way to withdraw your funds from it. So you buy things with gems. I mean, technically you could find a way around it if you know someone that wants to pay you in ETH. We've actually done that. And then we just paid them directly and they transferred the NFT.
What's your favorite thing on Veve right now, or Akomi or Omi?
Yeah, well, we actually own some of the Omi. Ecomi is the underlying cryptocurrency for the site. Ecomi and the ticker is OMI.
Mm-hmm.
We own a good amount of that because Vivi's licensing game is just unmatched. I mean, they just released the first NFTs ever for Marvel and DC.
And they're gonna
these aren't things that in like, a month are going to be super valuable, but in 10 years when people say, oh, what were the first Marvel NFTs? And you're like, it's right here. We got it.
In my wallet.
Yeah, you got to watch. Yeah, that guy, he explained all of the history and I was completely convinced afterwards. So I was like, oh my gosh, I can't really.
What would you say your favorite thing is?
Oh gosh. Well, the Myrmicornos.
No.
That was the first one that we got. We did get the Superwoman and Superman. I love that because it's truly the first Superman digital collectible. There's 8,888 of them. These go so fast. I mean, that sold out literally in a second. So Back to the Future is on there too.
Star Trek.
Yep, Star Trek. Yep. And then Superwoman, because we want to support the ladies. And also it's the first Superwoman NFT. But we know they'll have some really big stuff coming up. So we're bullish on Vivi, on the underlying crypto, OMI, as well as the underlying NFTs. I think that's all of our collection now. Those are the main sites. We have also one other site we started with was Maker's Place, and that has a mix. That has a mix of one-of-one art as well as multiple edition.
Beautiful.
Let's see.
Muchacho.
Let's see. Here's
Mad Buggy.
Yeah, I hope this one loads. It's funny. It doesn't seem like it will.
For some reason, we don't normally have things. Is some of the stills?
I think too is that, I mean, people are FOMOing like insanely into NFTs because they've been hearing about it, and finally people are like, okay, I need to get off the sidelines. Like even myself. Like I have a few NFTs, but nothing really. But now I'm like, I need it. Yeah. Sorry.
No, I interrupted you. We missed out on Bored Apes. We didn't get into V-Friends, even though we had been looking at them. So there's always going to be, seems like something, if you miss something else will come, just try to.
Yeah. It's true with crypto. Like, I mean, there's like almost every project is good, almost there's very few that are like, no, that's worthless. Don't get it,
So this is one of the one-on-ones that we got by Lucas Zanato. And we just like his style.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's very cute, unique, and Mad Boogie is more that playful style of art. This one is in edition of 10. For people that are newer, edition numbers do matter. When you have the really large edition sizes, like an edition of 10, the numbers don't matter as much. Number 1 will always have the highest premium. 10 and then 10 often has a premium as well, just not as high. But there's some that there's an edition of like 700 that we have. And then we were able to get edition 9 out of 700, which we like that a lot. There's a dot pigeon edition 1.
Hakatao really.
Yeah, of course, edition 7, people like lucky number 7, you know, if you had 7 of 500.
Yeah, I love that the people in NFT space are like wild about numbers, you know, they're like 777.
Yeah. Yes, very, very
Such a
much.
free space where we don't have to like do any of the old rules, like, oh, you got to be real serious and, you know, scientifically proven and everything, and just like pick up numbers.
So when it comes to people joining the space and starting to invest, I know we do hear a lot of talk about FOMO. We just suggest that people learn to be patient with stuff.
Yeah.
When we joined this, I think it was like almost literally March 1st to the day, we saw some of these works that were, I mean, $10,000 to $15,000 that a month before that were 2,000. So we knew that, I mean, prices just can't rise that far that fast and sustain themselves. So
Yeah.
we were very patient. We did have a pretty big bubble burst after the February, March peak. So it was April, May, June. That's when we bought a lot of our NFTs that you see on this profile. Like we were able to buy this one, I think, for about $1,000. And then Trevor Jones said, hey, if you own this, you can come to a castle party next year in Scotland.
Oh my God.
So just the artist engagement.
Yeah.
There are certain things we look for. We love to follow blue chip artists. So these are already really well-known artists where their work should hold up well over the test of time. This would be Pac, it would be Beeple, it would be Rafiq, it would be Trevor Jones. We feel the same way about Dot Pigeon as well. And then Blau, he created a company called Royal. That's where he's got his songs within NFTs, and the owners of the NFTs will get a share of the royalties, which is very neat.
That's a good name too. I like it.
So people can just be patient. And this one,
Yeah, that's
we really, we really like this one.
Beautiful.
Joanne, she also goes by Beige. That's her artist name. And I think when we joined, it was maybe $1,500. And we just said it didn't make sense. And during the big slump, it dropped and it fell even below 300. And we said, hey, it's time to start buying. And it got really low, like 100 something. And we were lucky enough to get a low edition 9. So that one, I mean, will probably hold like forever, which is cool.
Beautiful.
And now these are back to about $1,500 again.
Is the film working on it?
The film?
Yeah, started.
There it
I don't know
is.
if we
Your
click on
shadow.
it.
Yeah, I can see the shadow. That's lovely.
Yeah.
Her work's very calming.
Yeah, it's really nice. Shadow moving.
Working on a project called Hotel Beige and hasn't released details yet, but we're very much looking forward to seeing what she puts out.
We were talking about the fear-based, you know, even not even just in NFTs, but in life, you know, nothing you should be doing should be based in fear, but just trying to, it's very hard, you know, at least when we first started out too. And even now, like, oh, should you do it? Should we not? But just trying to kind of keep even keeled as much as possible and making clear-headed decisions, because even if you don't get in it, like she's saying, the prices usually fall and you could probably try to get back in. Some of them never have, and you know, that's that's okay too. But, you know, beating yourself up for, I know I did, oh, I should have done that. Why didn't I make that decision? Or, you know, why didn't I do this? And it just, it's ever evolving, ever moving. And like I said, what was going on last month wasn't what was going on 2 months ago. So just kind of sitting back and trying to enjoy what is going on, because it's what we're doing is unlike anything that's happened before, and it will continue to be that way. So just enjoying being, and I don't know if that's making any sense, but
No, it was 100%.
that's what came to mind.
Oh, that was amazing. And I want to like wrap up just because all my videos are so long, but then you know what I want to do if you're available is like, stop this recording. And then I want to ask you some personal questions about my NFT ideas are not like, they're different. So like, I'm like, well, maybe you would have an idea of how I could do mine, because actually I had an idea for an NFT before I heard of NFTs. And it was, I have a medicine, well, I'll just say it now. Like I have a medicine wheel, like part of my art is ceremonial and dance, performance art, and also like energetic earthworks that I was making right here in the Rock Creek Forest in Washington, DC. So I had my medicine wheel, I still have it. And I was like, oh, I want to do like a ceremony and then cut it up into pieces. That was even before I heard the NFT word. Do it in pieces. I was going to make a coin, you know, tokenize it. Now I just do it, NFTize it, and same thing, tokenize it, and then have like, you know, each of the pieces representing being able to interact with the energy, because the medicine wheel that I make, I was taught by Shoshone medicine man that it's your way to create an energy field in a vortex, you know, with the stone. So it's this energy work for healing the earth. It's earth healing ceremony mostly, but you can heal anything or manifest other stuff too. But that's like a lot of it. And I was like, oh, I could tokenize it and then sell a piece. So my stuff is complicated. Like I have performance and dance and
I love it.
but I don't know how I would a lot of the issues in that most people never even heard of my work because it's just hard to explain it. And then, you know, I have to show pictures. Maybe I can show some picture. I'll just show some.
Yes.
You know, hard to explain it. Like, how would I mean, I love the idea. I've always loved it ever since I had it. And I like the idea of the very ancient technology connecting with the most modern technology in such an exactly similar way. You know, like people don't understand the blockchain, but some of us that just have this sort of visionary minds, we understand, you know, it's as real to us as anything, you know. So that's just one of my, and then also that's my one question. Let me try to find my website.
So then they would collect the token to form all of the medicine wheel. I guess I like
Yeah, it would be all a part of it. So it would be like maybe each a different, there's the north, you know, so we have the directions, the north, and I lost my Zoom. Here we go. So can you see it?
Oh yeah. Cool.
So this was a dance performance that we did in my medicine wheel, but the wheel isn't really, it's a little, I let it go for a couple of years because it told me to, but also that's another thing. I have a lot of performance art and
I like that one.
this sort of dance kind of things. This is my one and only real NFT is the black one. That's actually on the blockchain.
This is yours?
Oh, cool.
Yeah, this is my work.
Yeah.
This is my website.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of geometrical NFTs, so I like it.
I like this, the two in the wood. I mean, I like all of them, but the dancing.
This
That one right.
Disintegration.
Loving the shapes,
Yeah, this was magical. This was right in September 2020. Like I did 2 performances right in the middle of the thing. I'm gonna see if I have a good picture of my medicine wheel. Hold on. Yeah, what in let's see. Hold on. These are some art things. Oh, there, see, there it is when it was fully put together. So I had to take it apart. I don't know why. It was to do with the energy, and I don't know, but I got to put it on. It's almost remade, but
Yeah, I mean, so art is art, and it doesn't matter if it's a performant art that's on a blockchain, or a drawing or photography. I think the biggest trend that we do see though now is people wanting more of something that's unique.
Oh, really?
So when we started with NFTs, people, enjoyed Nifty Gateway, and you could have this piece of art that's one of 500. But then when these collectible projects came out, I think it just gets at the core that, people like communities, but people also like to be unique, and they like to be themselves as well. And I think we're starting to see some of that shift back from collectibles to traditional art, but traditional art NFTs, but more of the one-of-ones, because you still get that unique factor.
Yeah, they want to be authentic. Yeah. They want authenticity, something that is different, just what's different than, what's already out there. And what can you make it have that others don't have, which, I've not seen anything like, what you're doing. So I mean, and it's art. Who's to say what, someone might not like it, and it might just absolutely speak. I mean, you're an artist, might absolutely speak to someone else. So you're in the right place for it.
Yeah, that was my thing, is like a lot of my stuff, like I've always been so advanced that sometimes I'm just laying low and waiting for ideas to catch on, so then I can sell my work later, because it's like, oh, medicine, vortex, performance art, NFTs, most people just glaze over. I go to, so that's my thing, is like, also is probably like a lot of artists, like I'm always busy working. I love going on the spaces, but it's not that much that I do it. So like a lot of these concepts of these groups that are together in teams, they have, such a focus on getting their NFT out. So that's why I haven't really even done it, is like, okay, well, like I know the value of my work, so I feel like comfortable, like eventually it will get to where it needs to go. But like, say if like, just what would pop to your mind if you saw some work like mine, like how could I present it and that people would, and also you have to really explain it. That's part of my work, is not just like, oh, you can see a little piece of a medicine, of a I'll call it a stone circle, whatever, vortex, energy force field, and like, because it needs explaining.
I don't personally know that much. We're just starting our one-of-ones journey, but I think just being out there is going to be the biggest thing. So joining those Twitter spaces, we have found that Twitter is by far and away the best social media for NFTs. And engaging as an artist yourself, engaging with other artists, engaging with collectors.
The podcast that you have, and talking with other, highlighting your work in that, just marketing yourself, but also like you're genuinely wanting to learn the space and meet other people who are in it. And just by that, word of mouth is Twitter, like she's saying, is huge. So I mean, the following, will come, especially if you are present and active in the communities.
And you can even take what you've done. I imagine you have some community as well that relates to the medicine wheel, and you can go back and talk to people there. Yes, the adoption rate will be very low because they're not all into NFTs yet, but they will be, right?
I mean, everyone's got a starting place.
Yeah, so, or just the energy people, because people can be like, oh, I'm gonna, if focus some energy on this spot, you know, for healing and thoughts, you know, like good thoughts and good healing. When you see that picture, you're like, oh, you know, healing to Mother Earth, you know, or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know I'm like so busy all the time though. That's one reason I started this, is like to also just get in there, talk to people. Like I like talking to people one-on-one and like totally digging in and finding everything.
That's what we did. We just totally, there wasn't any, and that's both of our personalities, just 90 to nothing, you know. I mean, we jumped head first and are loving the journey. I mean, so far it's been fantastic meeting people such as yourself and with common likes and
isn't it exciting? Isn't it?
Yes.
Because I live in Washington DC. I go out, there's like a lawyer at the next table. I mean, I know you're in finance, but I even like I more relate to finance people now, but like I'm just like, yeah, it's so great to meet like other nerds. I'm such a nerd, and other artists and people that like art and people that like visionaries. Like I'm a vision. I think the whole crypto space is visionaries. NFT space is visionary. So everyone's coming out of the woodwork. You know, all of these amazing visionaries and people who are our thoughts are, you know, our ideas for society and everything are so advanced, you know, and so positive
and the internet. I mean, that's I mean, we're not in marketing at all, but that's definitely the place to be, because you find, you know, if you like something, like you said, energies. I mean, there are tons of other people who have discords or groups or meetups or whatever for that exact same thing. So I think the longer you're in the bigger of a following you will have.
Yeah, just put your work out there.
Yeah,
I don't know what the process is for like foundation, but that's our favorite one to go to for one-on-ones.
Really? What about super rare?
I'm pretty sure that super rare requires you to get approved.
Yeah, it's curation. I once put my stuff in there, but you have to kind of submit it.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get it approved, then absolutely. We didn't even go on that because
so foundation
all out of our budget.
Oh, now I have a good friend, Ann Salter. You have to find her work. I'm gonna interview her because we're in this group called the Berlin Collective, which is a New York City and Berlin-based art collective. And so and also Nicole Cohen, I got to shout out to her because she's a video artist. So now, because of Ann Salter was the first teacher of like digital art at not Brown or MIT or one of these really big schools. She was the first. And so we connected because we're like, oh, we're geeky blockchain NFT people, you know, and then she just took off. Like it's like SALTERANE. She's so good.
And Salter.
Yeah, now she's curating. She's curated a lot of shows. Yeah, you have to connect with her. She's amazing.
Yeah.
And
always looking for new art. And
Nicole Cohen too. She's brand new in the NFTs, but she's also based in New York City. So she just had a show. And her video work is amazing. And it was the Berlin Collective is this group of artists, and a lot of us are very connected to the earth, technology, and just kind of good vibes type of, you know, situations. So
we like good vibes.
You know, that's another way for you, you know, just how you're repping the artists that you believe in. I mean, them doing the same for you, and just even as women coming together and speaking and showing light on other artists. I mean, that's also another way. I mean, you just introduced us to two people that we hadn't heard of. So certainly having all of your friends or people like come together and just bring awareness to each other, especially people who you truly believe in. It's how you create family. And
yeah, I'm doing my I wanted to start even like I haven't thought of a way to do it yet, but like everybody I've interviewed, like I've totally connected with, and I'd be like, you're all my friends, they're all welcome in my house. Like, and every single person who I've interviewed has blown my mind. Like, I don't even, a lot of the people
we need
know who they
conventions.
Yeah, everyone. You got to see Naima. Do you know her? She's Iranian. Oh,
no, we don't.
It's just if you Google on my channel, like right after, her name's like Naime.
Okay.
Oh, her work is beautiful.
Sounds
Cool. Yeah.
She does Iranian Persian miniatures. And then there's this other, so I also interview in Spanish. There's this guy.
Oh, cool.
Muy bien.
Yeah, his name is Brian Castillo, Colombiano, mind-blowing work. So,
Oh.
like every single person that's come on has been
Mhm.
an inspiration. But yeah.
So I just love, it's just a hunger, like, you know, it's just always trying to feed the hunger of learning new things and meeting new people, and just such a veracity for it. It's such a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for having
Thank you
us
for
on.
coming. Well, you can come on anytime because I could pick your brains for at least 5 or 6 hours easily.
Well, just let us know. We're
Yeah.
here. We're
All
here.
right, I will. I'll probably put it up in like a couple of days. Let me stop the recording. So thank you so much for coming. You know, like
Yes.
follow them. Don't forget to smash the likes. I always say this in the beginning. Make comments below. It's good for the algorithm. So,
Yes.
you know, put comments, hit the like, share with your friends. And then I'm going to stop the recording.